Hey people, it's Zach, and I'm just making some dinner right here. You know, it's important every once in a while to relax and have a nice sit-down meal with your family. Alright, now the instructions say to heat it up for 2 minutes, but last time I did that it was still a little cold, so we're gonna go with a nice 9999. I'm gonna need some other options.
Snacks! Everybody on Earth loves them.
Earth's looking a little more empty than it used to be.
When you're at a sleepover or a movie theater, just can't bear waiting another several hours to be disappointed, then snacks are for you. Just grab them and eat them, no cooking required. There are all kinds of options to choose from. Chips, crackers, cereal, fruits, basically anything small and quick to make classifies as a snack. Now, snacks have been around for ages, ever since the beginning of time, but commercialized snacks you can find in bags at the store really began to pick up around the 1950s. Nowadays, these things are everywhere and have become some of the most popular food products of all time.
So why don't we take a look at some of these snacks that are available? Maybe I can get some insight on why my dentist punched me in the face when I offered him some of these foods.
Now, how about we start off with one of the most popular chips out there, Doritos. Doritos come in all kinds of flavors, but right here I just have nacho cheese. Doritos were first introduced in 1966 and were available in toasted corn flavor. Yeah, right after I finish eating the fried apple flavor. Doritos are little corn chips with different flavoring in them, and they're definitely one of the most popular chips out there, and for good reason. These things are pretty good. My only gripe with these is that they definitely stain your hands when eating them, and they always fall apart when I bite into them and leave little chunks everywhere. But other than those minor issues, these things are great, and are one of the best options out there if you just need some good old classic tasty chips.
And after a high like that, I think we're in for a really good time, so next up is...
So, this is gonna be a bit controversial. I don't like Pringles.
I still don't like them.
Pringles are another popular chip. I'm not really into them. I think what makes these things pretty iconic are the vertical containers they come in, and why can't it be like this everywhere? No worry of the chips getting crushed or broken in the bag, and it maximizes the space. That's my problem with a lot of chips. You buy these big bags of them just to find like 2 chips at the bottom. But Pringles, no, they aren't afraid to fill these things up to the brim.
And with that out of the way, let the complaining commence.
A lot of people like Pringles. I'm not one of them. They just taste way too salty and bland. Some people like them for those very reasons, but not me, sadly. I like having more wacky flavoring with my chips. Maybe not that wacky, but still more than this. They do have other flavors, but even those just don't taste as good as other chips with the same flavors. I don't hate Pringles, like I will eat them if they're there, but out of all the other chips, these are one of my least favorites.
So Zach, you might be asking, if you hate Pringles so much, then what do you like? It's actually not these.
Cheetos are another popular snack. I don't think they really classify as a chip, so I'm just gonna call them rat tails. Now, why do I like rat tails so much? There are 2 kinds of rat tails most will jump to, the crunchy ones and the puffy ones. And me personally, I like the puffy ones.
Honey, I think it's time to move again.
I'm sorry, but the crunchy ones are fine, but I just don't like them. I know these are actually the more popular one, but at this point, do I really care? The puffy ones just have better flavoring to me, and they just taste better. I also think they have a better texture.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the most important things to worry about in life, whether your rat tails have good texture or not.
There are also flamin' hot ones, but just saying those 2 sentences made me realize I'm not qualified enough to talk about them. And let's shake it up a little bit with peanut butter crackers. Crackers with peanut butter sandwiched in between. Now these things do have their downsides. Your hands can get pretty greasy while eating them, I found, and they definitely do leave crumbs. But besides that, I think these are always a nice option to have. Of course, if you have a peanut butter allergy or a gluten allergy, then get away from me! Pretty simple snack, but always a nice thing to have once in a while. I find myself going through periods where I eat a whole bunch of these, and then times where I don't eat any at all. But when I do crave them, they're always there for me, unlike my neighbors.
I've decided to invite my new friend over for a while. Hopefully everything goes well. I think next up we have... bad timing.
Lay's are another very popular chip. They're potato chips made from... apples. They're made from apples. They're not very good. Don't get me wrong, they're definitely better than Pringles, but they're still not at this level of quality. They just taste way too salty and airy for my liking, and it just feels like I'm eating the most unhealthy thing on earth. Which, I mean, that's not entirely wrong. Depending on what I eat them with, the experience is either okay or absolutely awful. Don't get me wrong, I understand why some people like them. I think they go well with a lot of things, and I honestly used to like them a whole lot more. But as I get older, I find myself reaching for this bag less and less. Plus, I always get a headache when I eat them. This batch especially tasted the worst. Where's Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah, unfortunately all of that was too much for him to handle, so he won't be with us anymore. Some things are just out of your control.
Alright, how about now we take a look at something more healthy to give me the illusion I'm doing the right thing. Because I can't keep having this guilt for much longer. Fruits grow on trees, except when they don't feel like it that day. And for some fruits, that's every day.
Jeez, I just killed a guy and I have more motivation than them.
There are all kinds of snacks you can make with fruit. Let's start off with apples. Pretty good fruit, shaped like circles, already gives them points against bears. One of my favorite things to do with them are to chop them up into apple slices, maybe add some peanut butter or ketchup.
People cope from loss in strange ways.
Now let's move on to bananas. Not shaped like a circle, already gives them points against apples. Really the only thing you can do with these are chop them up into little pieces, maybe put them onto a sandwich. They also go great with peanut butter, but to be fair, what doesn't? One more fruit, let's do oranges. You can squeeze them into juice, but that's not really a snack, it's just a waste of money. Like a bottle of orange juice at the store costs so much less than buying like 30 of them. But hey, wasting money hasn't been on my to-do list for a while, so maybe later. But what's nice about these is they're designed to be torn apart. But this peel is a pain to take off sometimes, and it can get your fingernails all dirty, but besides that, pretty good snack choice.
Alright, how about we do one more? We haven't really dove into the cracker category yet, so let's see what we've got. It needs some more fire.
Cheez-Its are a great snack cracker. Yeah, I honestly prefer the extra toasty ones, and can you believe that a mistake they made at the factory got turned into a real product? Cheez-Its are cheesy crackers with salt on top and a hole in the middle. And I was going to look up what it was for, but I think it was Jesus Christ who said some questions are best left unanswered. I think I'm still just a little salty that Cheese Nips got discontinued. Such a perfect product. They tasted way better than Cheez-Its in my opinion, and they had more cheesy taste to them. I would still eat them today if I could. Still would eat them.
And that's enough snacking for today, you know, don't want to be too unhealthy. Such great products to have. Always nice when you don't want to have too big of a meal at that moment. But I also wonder if it's as good as we sometimes think it is. We've gotten so spoiled over here in the US, we have so many different flavors at our disposal, and we can have them whenever we want. But there are children in Africa that are starving, meanwhile we're over here complaining about the texture of our rat tails. Which is why I propose that we need to have everything taken away so we can live in poverty. Wait, I didn't know I was included in this too!